This is the Speak Easy podcast where we talk about the behind the scenes of what it is to be a speaker and or author, the professional paid speaker or author. With that being said, I am your host, Altovise Pelzer, the voice coach, professional speaker, certified life coach, Amazon bestselling author, and podcaster. Oh. Looking forward to talking to you guys today. Because listen, staying visible in an ever-changing world. Like, this is an ever-changing market, an ever-changing dynamic, and being able to stay relevant and stay visible is a daily task. Let's be honest. This is a part of why we do marketing, and we have to understand that marketing does not stop. Now, for those of you that thought that marketing was just a flyer, namaste. You will not stress me out today. But marketing is so much more than just a flyer. Marketing is so much more than just posting something online and saying, hey, I want to be able to be a part. I want you to buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. There is so much more to marketing than just that piece. So with that being said, I want you to understand that these changes that are coming and going, these things that we're starting to see happen on social media that kind of frustrate you sometimes, guess what? It's a way of life. This is what the online market is bringing us, guys. And you have to learn how to either ride the wave or you're going to crash and burn. That part, I know, not really something that you want to hear as an online, entrepreneur, but you either learn to ride that wave or you will definitely crash and burn. So as you're coming in, again, thank you so much. Don't forget, over on iTunes, we would love for you to leave us a review. If you go to bit.ly/Speakeasy Podcast Show, all lowercase, I would love to be able to have you leave us a review and let us know if this particular episode was your fancy. Did you like it? Did you not? By all means, let us know, leave us a review, and I come back and engage with you guys all the time, simply because, guess what? If there was no me and no you, this wouldn't even be here, guys. So guess what? I'm appreciative of each and every person that comes in and is a viewer or listener for the podcast. So let's talk about it. Staying visible in an ever-changing market. Let's be honest. So I just saw an update from Facebook. Some of you are going to say, wait, what update? What happened? I got you. I just saw an update from Facebook where they are now only showing you highlights from the groups that you are in. Some of you may have seen the notification. Some of you don't pay attention to your notifications, so you didn't see anything. But literally, you just got a notification, or sometime throughout the day, you got a notification that said, hey, we're only showing you the highlights from these list of groups. We've changed it from you seeing all of the posts to now you only see the highlights. So what does that mean? That means that in those particular groups, you're going to miss stuff. And we already know that we've been missing stuff. We already know that the deal is that if you haven't been active in a group, you're not going to see this post anyway. But let's talk about how that really does affect you as a business owner, because we have great things that we can be doing in these Facebook groups, and people miss it. They miss dollars and cents. They miss opportunities to network. You guys know I'm all about the power networking. bit.ly/plug in my voice in order for you to get the book. Plug in 25 power networking tips for the introverts, the startups, and the success obsessed. But that being said, you're missing the mark because you will not go in and engage with the audience in these groups. And because you have not gone and engaged with the audience that's in these communities, Facebook is like, aha, you're not in there anyway, so we're only going to show you the highlights. Now, what does that mean for you as a group facilitator, founder? Owner? Not really an owner, because we know that we kind of just rent this space. It's not really ours to own. But now all bets are off. Because if it's a group that wasn't really engaged and you didn't come out of it to begin with, guess what? You're really not going to see anything in that group. So that part. So I want to say I got 5 tips for you guys when it comes to being able to stay visible as a speaker, as an author, because staying visible equates to us getting dollars and cents. Staying visible is how we are able to get the clients and scale our business. Staying visible is how speaking opportunities are brought to us and opportunities to share our products and services, even on a day-to-day basis. It's from staying visible. If you're not staying visible, there's no way for you to be able to say, I just want y'all to buy my stuff. Guess what? Many of person has posted a link or a flyer and gotten crickets. Why? Because they don't care about your flyer. They don't care about what you're selling. And people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So you got to build that engagement, which is why I'm going to say for number one is going to be power networking. You definitely have to make sure that you are power networking in a way that allows you to connect with a broader audience. This is the thing. Some of us get so caught up in our feelings that we don't want to talk to anybody outside of the community. We don't want to engage. We don't want to set ourselves up to be able to network. All of these different, opportunities. Listen, connect. Look, I know Elizabeth said in the comments, she's unfollowing a bunch of people and unfriending a bunch of people to see those that she wants to see. Why? Because social media is all about being social, being visible. Guess what? A lot of you, can I tell you that for me, I went through and I unfriended people and I removed accounts and came out of groups simply because guess what? If I'm not active with that person or active in that community, there's no reason for me to be there. But not only that, guys, we know that our notifications only go out to a small number of people. So if it's going out to a small number of people and the percentage of that small number of people aren't even active on their own page, then what's the point? Figure that part out. Hey guys, thank you for sharing out the broadcast. Figured out that part simply because, again, if I decide that I'm going to go ahead and really do this business online, if I'm really going to make this a success as a speaker or an author, guess what, guys? I gotta do the work. So here it is. They just changed it to where all and this is the other thing. They selected which groups you're only going to receive highlights from. Now you can go in and change it up, but they pre-selected which groups you're only going to get highlights from. So not only are certain groups only going to get highlights now, but now on top of all of that, you got to go and actually check out which groups are just getting highlights. Because you're not getting highlights from all of the groups. Some of them you may still be getting full on notifications from everybody in the group or all the posts. So now let's talk about what these highlights are before I go back into the list. So highlights mean that I literally, when I go into my notifications, the notifications that I see are going to be very important messages from that particular group or community, or it's going to be a post that was done in that community from somebody who's on my friends list. So what does that mean? If you're not somebody who's on my friends list and you post in a group that we're both in, I'm not going to get the notification. It doesn't matter hiding her hair. It doesn't matter how pretty the picture is. It doesn't matter if you did a long post or a short one. I'm not going to get the notification. So this is literally where we have been placed as online marketers, as friends, as, community builders. This is literally where we are right now. So I want you to understand that who's on your friends list is really going to be a big deal. Because guess what? You don't want to connect with everybody that's posting something that's on your friends list. Can we be honest that on Facebook especially, that people went and sent all these friends requests just so they could be able to say that they have 5,000 friends on their friends list? And it's not even people that are interested in your brand, not even people that you would network or engage with outside of Facebook. That part is important. It's not even people that you would really connect to. So with that being said, now I have to go back and say, okay, so these are not really people that I would connect with. So why am I connecting with them online? And a lot of times it's in that beginning piece that people run and they run and they run to go and send all of these wonderful friends requests for people that, listen, it's just a request. It's just a number on the page. So now those people that are on your friends list, you're going to see highlights. If they're in the same group with you, you're going to see highlights from them posting in the groups where you weren't really active. Do you really want to do that? That part. So that's where the power networking comes in. Power networking means that I learn to connect, engage, and collaborate with people that I know that are going to help build, strengthen, that I can teach them something, they can teach me something when it comes to business, when it comes to life, when it comes to family, marriage, whatever. But I'm specifically being very deliberate about who it is that I'm connecting with. That's power networking. I'm very deliberate on who I'm connecting with. That is why the book Plug-in was written, because a lot of times we're too shy. I'm an introvert. Listen, I'm an introvert. So yeah, I get it. But power networking is going to allow you, even as the shy person, even as the introvert, to be able to take your business to a whole nother level. So again, that link is bit.ly/plug in my voice for you to be able to get the 25 Power Networking Tips ebook that is available today. Not just any day, but it's available right now. So with that being said, let's move forward. So power networking is so important. How many of you can really think about how you networked with someone and they remembered your name and shared your name or your business with someone else? That's power networking. How many of you understand that you can make a connection and online, even online, and then be able to meet somebody in person, and that connection build a business opportunity, or that connection puts you on a stage in front of 1,000 people or 500 people for you to be able to share what it is you have or what you know. Guys, power networking is so key to you being a success. Even now, because we have so many people who want to be the influencer, who want to be the Instagram star, who want to be the person shining in the lights, that we forget that there's a lot of people behind the scenes. There's a lot of people that you may not know their name, so they're no name to you, but they have some powerful things that they can bring and implement for you and put you in a position to be able to implement for yourself. So power networking, if you're not doing it, I don't know what you're waiting on. Let's just be real. Let's just be honest. If you're not doing it, I don't know what you're waiting on. Simply because I know the power of it. I know what I've been able to do with it, and I've been able to leave my job and scale my business simply because I'm connecting with the right people. That part is so important. I get it. We're scared. I get it. We don't want to go out of our homes. It's cold outside right now. Like 40 degrees, guys. I don't want to go outside to a networking event. But guess what? We can do a digital networking event and meet up with 100, 200, 500 people digitally. And even if we make one connection, it's worth the time. Even if we make one connection, it's worth everything that we're putting into it. We have to understand and go back and think about that part. Every bit. What's going to be, we always got to look at it. What's going to be the ROI? What's the return on my investment? So my investment is that time. My investment is that space and my knowledge and my wisdom. What's going to be the return on that investment? So with that being said, I got to say that number two for today's list is going to be, you got to be flexible. Guess what? Social media is a playground. They can determine today or tomorrow that they no longer want us to play on their playground. They can determine today or tomorrow that the playground is unsafe. They can determine today or tomorrow that you got to be a certain this or a certain that to utilize the playground. So we got to understand, utilize it for what it is, but then be flexible. Now, when I say be flexible, it's interesting because we rely so heavily on social media. A lot of people have forgotten the old school marketing tips, the going and selling door to door, the going and doing local meetups, the going to the coffee shop and just striking up a conversation. We got to be flexible. We cannot be dependent on just one model of marketing. Let me repeat it for the cheapo seats. We cannot be dependent upon just one strategy of marketing simply because guess what? That one strategy of marketing, guess what? It could be gone tomorrow. And if it's gone tomorrow, how is your business going to survive? As a speaker, as an author, how is your business going to survive if that one stream, that one opportunity, that one thing that you've been doing to be able to move your business forward because you're utilizing online, if that's gone, then what happens? What happens now? We got to understand that guess what? We got bigger things. We got so many bigger things that we could be doing. We got to go back and have in our arsenal those hand-to-hand, the B2B networking opportunities, those B2B moments. Because guess what? It's going to be necessary. So guess what? Yes, and Elizabeth said it in the comments. We have to learn from the Martin Matthews, the Ken Walls, the Mike Chavez. You got to learn from the people that you see that are really connecting with people in person and online. They're building the online network, and that's great, but you got to take it offline and be able to meet people in person. Can I tell you that some of you have made communities where you've connected with all of these people and you've not met any of them in person? I get it. Social media gives us great platform for us to be able to do that. But now with this new change, how is that going to affect you connecting with people online? You know that they implemented some great opportunities. They have some things coming down the pipeline where you'll be able to monetize your groups and you'll be able to do all of these great things. Well, great. That's wonderful. But if you're monetizing your group, don't you think you're going to give a percentage of that to Facebook? So then if you're not connecting with those people offline or getting them on your email list so you can market to them later offline, then what are you doing as a business owner? Are you really setting yourself up for success? Most people are not. Can I just be honest? Most people are not setting themselves up for success. Most people are very scared and timid. And listen, I know y'all are about to do all of these vision boards and vision board parties and SMART goals. And you got to understand, it's great to do stuff online, but I got to put on that vision board and those SMART goals. And I got to put on my plans and my list that I got to do some things offline as well. So number 2 is be flexible. Be flexible, that part. Number 1 was power networking. Number 2, be flexible. Number 3, listen, we got to be honest. Can we be honest? Can we have an honesty moment? I have to be honest about what it is that I can actually achieve and do on my own. What is it that I can actually handle with my own 2 hands? Can I tell y'all something? So many people have gone and shared about, them being able to do these great, amazing things. And they got 90,000 people on their email list and they were able to do this and do that. But the reality is that a lot of them, and I showed my clients, I'm giving y'all the tea today. I showed my clients ways that people were getting people on their email list. And they were telling you and selling you these $100,000 email lists that you could market to and selling this and selling that. And then when I realized and understood how they were getting those emails and all of these different things, same way with people that's buying followers and buying likes and engagement. Why put yourself into all of that to be able to get to a higher level. But the reality is guess what? That's what people do. And if you're saying that you want to achieve a certain level, you think that that's what you really have to do. But let's be honest. Be honest with what you can achieve and what you can't. Be honest with who it is that you are as the author, as the speaker, because that will continuously shine through. And so whereas people are buying likes and buying followers, people are buying email lists, you got to understand, okay, that works for some people. But first and foremost, it may not even work for you. You may buy 50,000 emails and then email them and they all unsubscribe. How petty would that be? How distraught would you be after that one? Literally having all of those emails and still no buyers? Can I tell you that that's what people are having happen when it comes to them connecting with people on Facebook ads? That they're not really connecting with them properly, that people are, again, signing in for free stuff, or they like the pretty picture, so they signed up and things like that, but they're not really converting people. But they have these big lists and they're telling you about these big lists that they have. You got to understand, yes, people were getting emails for free. People were paying for emails. It's crazy out here in these streets. You have to understand that. But with knowing that, now's where your value system comes in. What am I going to do when it comes to my business? How am I going to set this up so I can get the most success out of what it is that I'm doing? And that goes back to being honest. Sometimes it means that you need a team. Be honest about what you can do on your own. Be honest about needing help. Ask for help. Because guess what? There's going to be many a person that will stumble and fall and literally completely destroy their amazing business because they did not ask for help. So we got to be honest with ourselves. Not only be honest with ourselves, that takes us to number 4. You got to learn it or pay for it. Let's be honest here. Come on, guys. Learn it or pay for it. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Learn it or pay for it. This is the thing. People think that I can do everything on my own. I can be this quote unquote solopreneur. As a speaker, as an author, I can do it all by myself. The reality is that you cannot do it all by yourself because you do not know everything. And so pay for it or learn it. Stop thinking that you know everything. Stop thinking that you can learn everything. Some things are just out of your scope. That's okay. It's fine. We said number 3 was be honest. That's okay. So now I need to understand. So if social media is not my thing, then I need to invest in somebody that's going to be able to give me all of the tips and tools that I need to be able to make sure social media is not lacking. If email marketing is not my thing, then I need somebody that's going to be able to handle all of that stuff when it comes to emails in order for me not to be lacking in that area. Can I tell you that one of the top 3 things that if you ask any successful person when it comes to being a speaker or an author, if you ask them one of the top things that they wish they would have done beforehand, they will tell you that they wish they would have built their email list. That's the trying to do it all by yourself. And some of you are going to say, oh, but I can sell a million copies on Amazon. That's great. Those are Amazon's customers. Can we be honest? Y'all going to hear a lot of, can we be honest today? Those are Amazon's customers. They may have bought your book, but you absolutely have no access to them unless they follow you or engage with you or have some way to connect with you outside of just buying the book on Amazon. People miss that part. People completely miss that part. And so we get so excited about publishing the book and putting the book on Amazon and putting it on Barnes and Nobles. But when people buy the book on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, guess what? You don't get their email. You don't even know who they are. And most people I was going to say it again, most people do not even give reviews. Can we talk about the extremes of when it comes to people giving reviews on Amazon? It's normally when they're very, very unhappy or they're very, very happy. So those that are in between, those that like the book, they won't necessarily go back and write a review. Those that love the book, they'll go back and write a review. They'll write a review wherever they can write one. But those that hated the book, you're going to see a review. You're going to see a review because I paid my money and now this book is trash and this book is the worst. Listen, understand the market. Understand what goes on behind the scenes for us as speakers and authors. As an author, yes, Amazon is another playground. It is not your home. It is not your real estate. You do not own it. So when people buy your book there, you don't even have their email address. You don't even know their name. So you can't even thank them for purchasing the book. That part, you can't even thank them for purchasing the book. The same way when you have your book, people get excited. Oh my goodness, I have my book in Walmart. Great. So how many people bought your book in Walmart? And what are you doing to thank them for buying your book in Walmart? Nothing? That would probably be because you don't even know who bought your book in Walmart. Understand the market. That's not yours. That's not your playground. That's not your area. Just understand it and act accordingly with that part. So learn it or pay for it. You got to understand that. Learn it or pay for it. You got to understand to learn it or pay for it. That's all you're going to be able to do is either learn it or pay for it. That's it. So guess what? You're either going to pay now or you're going to pay later. That part. You're either going to pay now or you're going to pay after you make the mistake and later on. And then you're going to pay even more. How about that? Because you're going to have to pay to fix the mistake that you've done because you didn't learn it or you didn't pay for it ahead of time. With that being said, we're going to go to number five. Number five is the most important when it comes to this particular list of being able to stay visible in an ever-changing market. And that's going to be join a community. Everybody say community. Community. Why is community so important? Community is important because it's a bunch of people that have one mission, one goal, or they have one thing that they love. They may love other things, but they come together because there's that one thing that they really find that is deep down within their heart is important to them. And within a community, you will grow. You will grow. You will grow. Now, I know I said earlier, we got to be careful about building these online communities because like I said, with the notification that just went out today, you guys aren't even going to be getting all of the notifications from the groups that you're in anymore. So now is the best time, if any, to go and go ahead and leave those groups that you're not a part of, that you're not active in. Why? Because you're not going to be getting the notifications as of now. So that part is really important. So I think we're going to see a dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Yeah, we're about to see a dip in the groups. We're about to see a dip. Now, this is the thing. A lot of the groups already saw a dip. But with this new notification, you're going to see even more of a dip. Because literally now, if I'm only getting highlights, again, that means that the friends that I have in that group, I'm going to get their posts when they post. But I'm not going to get every post in the group. And if I'm not friends with the organizer of the group, ding, 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 you called it. When that organizer, if that organizer is the only one that's posting in that community, then I will never get any notifications for that group. Listen, I just blew your mind. I understand. I get it. I understand. I know. But the reality is that you thought you weren't getting any engagement before. Oh, it's about to go down. With that being said, like I said, join a community, but don't just join it just to be able to say, I'm a part of the community, but be engaged. That's one of the reasons why That little thing just happened that they did and gave you that opportunity and that option where you can get no notifications from a group, where you can get highlights only, or you can get all the notifications. But I can guarantee you that most of the people in your groups are not even going to change it. They're not going to change it. They're not going to update it. They're not going to add anything. They're not. They're not going to take the time to go through it because a lot of people have been added to groups and are in a couple hundred groups. They're not going to go through that list and change their notification status. So now what? Now what? Now what? Now we go back to what I said on this list, and I'll review it one more time for you guys before I let you go for today, is that literally in order for you to stay visible in an ever-changing market, especially social media, you got to understand power networking is key. Don't forget, bit.ly/plug in my voice is how you get the book. Plug in 25 power networking tips for introverts, startups, and the success obsessed. Simply because you got to understand, guess what? If I'm not putting myself out there and networking, then if this platform, decides that it's not going to share anything else, we are covered. We got people offline, not just online. So that part, understand. So that was number one. Number two is be flexible. Guess what? They can do whatever they want because they can do whatever they want because this is their playground. They can do whatever they want. So we have to be flexible. I can't get frustrated and say, oh my God, Facebook, you did this and you did that. I can't be upset about it. This is Mark's playground. He's allowing me to play on it. So I got to be excited that he's allowing me to play, but I got to understand, guess what? He can do whatever he wants. So today or tomorrow, we can get no notifications. And then what you going to do? You got to have that understanding. What are you going to do then when you don't get any notifications? And so be flexible. Number three was be honest with yourself. What is it that you can really achieve on your own and what do you need help with? So when you're going into these communities, you know what it is you have to offer and what it is that you really need. So that way you're not going in here and just word vomiting all over people, buy my stuff. No, go in there, have conversations, build relationships. Y'all know that number 4 was learn it or pay for it. And this is the thing, if you don't learn it or pay for it now, what's going to happen is you will pay for it later. So you either pay for the lesson ahead of time or you're going to pay for the mistake afterwards. That part is important. And then number 5 is join a community. Don't just join just to be able to say you're a member. Don't just join just to be able to have the t-shirt, but join because you see something that really stands out to you. You see something that really is important to you and you decide, you know what? I'm in it for the long haul. I'm going all in. So that means make the engagement, connect with some people, and listen, meet some people offline. Say, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Listen, that means you're going to have to do some networking outside of social media and really connecting with some people. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys for being my studio audience today on the Speakeasy Podcast, where we talk about the behind the scenes of being the paid and professional speaker or author. With that being said, I am your host, Altovise Pelzer, the voice coach, professional speaker, certified life coach, Amazon best-selling author and podcaster, and founder of the World Voice League. Guys, as we move forward, I am giving people opportunity after opportunity to meet up and do that power networking like never before. Why? Because we're going to need it. We're definitely going to need it with all of these changes that have been happening. So come in, join us. Don't forget, leave a review by going to bit.ly/Speakeasy Podcast Show, all lowercase, and let us know how you felt about this particular episode. Because guess what? Without you, there is no me. There is no Speakeasy Podcast. So I appreciate you guys so much. And until next time, guys, don't forget to press it out. See ya.